I know you didn't guess it. I know you didn't guess it. First and foremost, I just want to let you guys know that I'm like flying by the seat of my pants right now in the middle of this transition. So this background right here, all kinds of everywhere. So I do apologize for like just the randomness of it all and like the lack of color and like, well, I feel like I have enough color for the whole room right now. Just be patient with me while I figure out the background. And also, can you guys sound out below and let me know, do you guys like the green screen? Like, are you feeling it? Or do you like a real background? Or do you like a little mix of both? Let me know down below. Welcome back. Grab your wine, snacks, everything you need. Don't say nothing about my hands, okay? It's one thing to do my face and my neck, but I'm not doing my hands. This just messy and it gets everywhere. No, ma'am. So y'all ready for this messy story time? Because this one right here, bitch. I really did. It's a smaller office, probably like 15, 20 people. They give me a chance specifically because I had a reference letter from the courthouse, which, girl, like straight up, it helped me get so many jobs, including this one. It's like a techie type of company and everyone there was pretty young. It was about 15, 20 employees, a pretty small, tight-knit group. And the office was small, but really cool. It had like that exposed brick wall in there. And like, it was like very hipster vibe. Fast forward some time and a position opened up within our company. So I'm working in the front. Anybody who comes into the office as per usual gotta go through me. So we start having interviews and I swear like we only interviewed like 3, 4 different girls and yeah, they were all nice. They were all qualified but I'm not gonna lie, I had a favorite and I was hoping that she would get hired, but she didn't. Another girl did. Because she was so quiet, she just came off shy. She just came off like, you know, non-social, like she's not a social butterfly. And like I respect to each their own, girl. Whatever your personality is, let that be who you are, okay? So, you know, even though all of us in the office would talk and like we would have conversations in the break room and stuff, she just really wasn't that one. And originally I was like, you know what, she's probably just like not here to socialize. She's here to work and go home, and I respect it. Well, bitch, as time went on, it started becoming very evident that she wasn't shy. She was not shy. She just had a preference of whom she was willing to speak to. And typically, that preference included males only. Only the men. Only the men. There was a space towards the back of the building, and it was like up, like almost like a loft office space, okay? There was a whole separate department back there. Literally, girl, it was nothing but men. Well, when Jenny got hired, she was put all the way in the back with all the men's, okay? I didn't start getting some weird vibes out of her until I had to pass out mail one day. So I obviously have to go around the entire office into all the different rooms and pass out mail individually. So I finally get to her pod or like her area, and she's sitting with like 3, 4 other men, and they're all, you know, at these desks that are like together, you know what I mean? They called them pods. I don't remember verbatim what she said, but bitch, in a nutshell, she was saying like she started having small talk with me. How's your day? How's it going? Oh, you got mail? Great. As I'm passing stuff around, she goes from asking how my day is and all of that to inquiring about the mail and how do I like having to walk around the entire office, and like that's a lot of walking and it's like so time consuming and so tedious. I could never. This bitch starts with the I could never bullshit, okay? Y'all know the shade. I could never do that. It could not be me. What do we call them? Pick-me's. Yes, good job, class. That's exactly what the fuck this bitch was. Why did she start talking shit? You know, like that's why I just like skipped the whole receptionist role altogether, because like I can't be making coffee all day, and I really can't be cleaning up after people all day and like passing around the mail. Oh my god, could you imagine? Bitch, I will fuck you up. Thank God that one of my friends spoke up. And like he said something along the lines of like, oh, but like Nikki, like we wouldn't be able to run this office without Nikki. Like we're very spoiled. And like he starts trying to talk me up. I'm glad that he did that because I was about to go smooth off in my place of work. bitch. And like I was super lucky to be here. Like pay was great, like benefits were great. You can't be like risking it all for some snotty nosed bitch. Like you can't do that. You have to hold it together. So thank God, because he said what I was gonna say, but not in a nice of a way. Immediately she starts backtracking. She's like, oh my God, no, like seriously, I'm just saying it takes a special person. It takes like a special person to be able to do that. I know that you're throwing shade, bitch, and literally you're like 28 and I'm fresh out of high school. You're literally still an assistant, so I don't know why you think that you're better than somebody, but calm down, okay? Bad taste in my mouth. From that point forward, we ain't friends, we ain't homies. And, you know, girl, honestly, when it comes to work life, I never, ever, ever, hear me when I tell you, I never voiced my opinion about any other person with coworkers because it can get really messy really fast. So I never voiced my opinion about Jenny to anybody. Well, girl, started noticing that the sentiment was the same with a few other people, one of which was a really good friend of mine. We're gonna call her Amanda. And she was my home skillet from the first time that I started working there. And one day came around and, you know, we're in the break room in the morning making our coffee, doing our shit. And she comes up and you know how your friends come up to you when they're about to talk shit, like they start whispering and get real close to you? She started doing that. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, tell me, is it just me or is that chick Jenny a bitch? I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but like, you know. And then all of a sudden, like 2 of my other friends, like my other girlfriends, come into the break room. Every single one of them had a qualm with Jenny. And like something was said, a little something sideways, a jab here and there, and verbally shanking all of us, to be real. Like every single one of us have been shaded by this bitch. And I was like, hold up, who's gonna, what? I don't understand. Bitch, you ain't about to come in here and shade me and all my girls and think you're gonna get away with it, okay? You new here. I kept my distance from her. And, you know, I got my tea every morning from all of my friends that I would work with, and every single interaction that they would have with Jenny, they would come and like we would all be talking shit basically. I ain't gonna lie, like it is what it is, bitch. Fast forward, like I said, there are so many events that my boss has me planning. Girl, when I tell you the amount of money that our company spent on frivolous shit like catering and party throwing, like entertainment, it would make you want to vomit. Like it's crazy how much they were just throwing money around. Fast forward a couple months, Halloween time comes around, or right near Halloween, okay? I have a meeting with my boss. We're gonna name him Jeremy. So Jeremy has me come into his office, and as per usual, with any reason to celebrate, we're consistently having events. So he brings me in and he's like, hey, I'm gonna need you to plan a Halloween party, like a Halloween bash here in the office. And I was like, okay, like you do know that this is a very small space and like what? And so he's like, we'll move the desks and the chairs, and like it's a perfect spot because it's downtown and it's like near the bars, and I think like we'll have so much fun. It's gonna be perfect, but you gotta plan it. And that's, you know, so like we'll do it like potluck style, have everybody bring in their own stuff, da da da. He starts going off about, you know, planning this Halloween party. I still have to draw up the email and like the little invitation to send to everybody to officially invite everyone to the Halloween party, right? But you know, like in passing, I was telling my homies, I was telling my homegirls, I was like, hey girl, we're gonna have a Halloween party and I'm about to plan it right now. So you better get your costume ready, you know? As, you know, the day goes on, I have some of my friends that have questions like, hey, I know you said like we're having a Halloween party. What day is it? Oh, okay, cool. And I was like, oh yeah. And I keep telling them I'm about to send out the email right now and it'll have all of the information. And then like, okay, so she'd walk off, and then a few minutes would pass, and another one of my friends would come to my desk and ask me about this Halloween party, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm about to send the email right now, like, with all of the information, I promise. Well, the second person walks off, and literally 2 minutes later, another one of my friends comes to my desk, and I'm like, oh my God, if you have a question about the Halloween party, I'm about to email you, girl. And she was like, oh, I know, I'm just, like, leaving a little early today. She was like, but I just wanted to ask. She was like, I'm sure I know the answer, but I still wanted to ask anyway. Spouses are invited, right? As I've mentioned, we've had other events at this office every single time, especially like for holidays. Spouses were always invited. Naturally, yes, girl, you already know. I dropped the email with all of the information on the invitation itself. I put, you know, spouses are invited. Click. I send it out to everybody, mass email to let everybody know that we're gonna have a Halloween bash. Not even 5 minutes later, bitch, not even. Jeremy comes out of his office, and like his office is in the corner and I can see it from where I'm sitting. Now, Jeremy wasn't the type of person to be coming to my desk. He always called me into the office, into his office. Interesting. What is this about? He comes up to my desk, he leans down, and he starts talking real low, and he was like, you need to resend that invitation. There's an error. And I was like the time or the date? And he was like, no, at the bottom, he was like, just open it up, and I'll show you, we can change it together. And I was like, okay. And in my mind, I was like, this is like one of the simplest parts of my job. Like, just simply tell me what needs to be changed and I can change it. Girl, no, he's being so fucking weird. Well, I opened up the template and you can see everything there. And he was like, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. And I was like, okay. And he goes right there. And he points at spouses are invited, like that part of the invitation. And I was like, yeah. I was like, what about it? Get rid of it. That's not accurate. What? Listen, I had just gotten with David at this point, and like I wanted my mans to come to this Halloween party. What you mean spouses aren't invited? The fuck? This has never been a role. And so I look at him sideways and I was like, since when? And he was like, yo, he gives me this bullshit about budgeting and like we don't want to go outside that budget and we're really like tightening the reins on expenses and this, that, and the motherfucking third. Keep in mind, I just told you how many times I have spent so much money on event planning and just frivolous shit, and all of a sudden, and this man is sitting here in my face telling me that we're having budget cuts and that we need to be on a budget when it comes to this. And like all of a sudden we can't afford to have spouses at this party. Hey, do what he asked me. I just completely take that part out. I have to mass email everyone again and like apologize and be like, I'm so sorry. There was a mix up of information, and actually, by the way, spouses are not invited. I had to put the word not in like bold letters so that everybody could see it. And bitch, when I tell you the amount of emails I was getting and like people stopping at my desk and they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, listen, I don't know. Ask Jeremy. I don't know. Then people were like, I'm not gonna come because like spouses aren't invited. And it was just, all of it was super weird and just off. Fast forward, we're in the heart of October. Like it's maybe like a week and a half before Halloween itself. And, you know, it's like perfect fall sweater weather outside. And our office was located near some coffee shops and stuff. So one day comes around and I took my lunch break, and there was this place down the street that repaired bikes. Not regular bikes, bitch, but them expensive bikes, you know, like I don't even know how to explain them, with the super thin tires, thems, okay? Little did a lot of people know that place also had a small coffee shop on the inside, and girl, their coffee, bomb, and they used to have muffins and shit. And so I was gonna get me a little afternoon coffee and like, you know, just chill. There was like a little park over there, and you know, I have my plan for lunch. So as I walk away from the coffee shop, you know, you're like at this intersection, and to the right, there's a big bridge that goes over one of the main highways in Denver. And then to the left is like one of a big city park and like, you know, some benches over there. Well, right under the bridge, they had these benches out there, and I don't know, it was a really nice day. I just felt like sitting outside. So I went to the right. I sat under the bridge and I had my coffee and I was just chilling. I don't know how much time passed, but I was sitting out there, and you know, as people would walk by, sometimes I would look up, and out of nowhere, I hear a familiar voice, high-pitched voice, and a laugh that was pretty familiar. So I look up. No, it's Jenny. It's Jenny Pooh. She's walking with my boss, Jeremy. They head across this little street and they're heading straight for the coffee shop that I went to as well. You know, no big deal. Coworkers going to get coffee. So, you know, nothing too strange. Who knows? Okay. I don't really think about it too much. I get back on my phone. Fast forward a couple minutes, and again, I hear her loud ass laugh, because this bitch she's doing the most. You would have thought my boss was the funniest man on earth, and to be honest, he was kind of corny. They're all chummy, but this time they're walking like shoulder to shoulder, bitch, like literally touching. They're not holding hands or nothing, but they're like arm to arm. They end up crossing back over the street, and they're literally right in front of me, and they have the option to go right where I'm at or left where the park is. I guess they're gonna enjoy the nice day today, because they decide to head over to the park. Right before you get to the park over there, there's like another small bridge and it goes over a river. I see them start going onto that bridge, and there's like these little divots in the bridge where you can like, you know, go into this little half oval and like be right over the water, right? And like, you know, couples be going there all romantical and shit. why the fuck are Jenny and Jeremy standing on this fucking bridge? Like, they're a whole ass motherfucking couple, and like they're in that little cove of the bridge itself, and like looking at the water, and like standing right next to each other, and just like canoodling in that fucking part of the bridge. I don't know. I'm gonna try to find a picture, bitch, but like, okay, no fucking way. You guys, I get up, start heading back to the office. So I start walking and I keep my eyes on them. All of a sudden, Jeremy's hand comes out of his pocket and he puts it around her waist. And he like leans down and he starts like whispering something in her ear, and she just like does the giggle, and I'm like, I know you're lying. I know you're lying. They are fucking around. You can't tell me no different. You cannot tell me no different. It's bad enough to know that your coworkers are like doing some messy shit and they each have their own relationship. But also, Jeremy, my boss, bitch, he was like the equivalent of like Ned Fulmer in that way, where his whole personality was about his marriage. Like his wife, I knew his wife so well. She would come to the office all the time, drop off lunch for him, be at our events. You know, she was a friend of the office. So a betrayal to Kim is a betrayal to me, bitch. And like, you not about to do my girl like that. Girl, I was so fucking, y'all, I went back to my office so fucking pissed. Fast forward, and the Halloween bash finally comes around. We decided to put a costume contest together with the cash prize, and everyone pooled into it. So like, there was kind of an incentive for, you know, our coworkers to come, and we did it like right after work during a business day. So that way, you know, you don't have to come out of your way to come to this Halloween party. So we went from work straight into this party. So we all come to work with our costumes on. I was like a vampire queen, like think Queen of the Dam type of vibe. So we had a really fun day at work that day just because everybody was in their costumes. The rest of the day goes on. We actually end work early because we're so distracted, and we go right into just having our party and eating, and like there was a lot of desserts and cupcakes and stuff. Of course, my coworkers don't know how to hang out without alcohol. Once we stopped working, my boss and like all of the other dudes in the office, they start pulling out all of this liquor, girl. Like there was like a few cases of beer, but besides that, liquor. Looking at me talking about, hey Nikki, what do we have for mixers? Like, I'm sorry, I wasn't aware that I was stocking a full-on bar. Like, I didn't think about mixers, you know what I mean? They're trying to like mix like random ass shit together and like making drinks, girl. Before I know it, things are getting a little bit sloppy. I don't know if you've ever been around your coworkers a little drunkums. Some messy shit be coming out. We're partying, we're hanging out, everything's all good. I'm sitting amongst a group of my friends and we're just chilling. All of a sudden, one of my girls gets up and she's like, oh my God, we need to take pictures. And I was like, yes. So we all get up, we start trying to take like group pictures and like, okay, now you get in frame and now you and now you. It was me and one of my other friends that was like taking most of the pictures, right? And I was like, hey, and like calling on my different coworkers, say cheese, like Halloween, like getting people to pose, getting all my coworkers to pose and just taking random photos, right? So me and this other girl start going around with our phones and like, you know, just taking pictures, say cheese, memories, and yas. So we start going around the office and everybody's kind of like sporadically everywhere, just chilling and drinking and doing whatever. And we had moved a lot of the desks and stuff out of the way. And I walked through a doorway that leads into another part of our office, and it's right near our break room. And I see some of my other homies like in the corner of this room, and I go over there and like I start taking pictures, hey, like say cheese, and like taking selfies and stuff. And I turn around to take a selfie. I look straight ahead and there's Jenny and Jeremy all huddled up in this little kitchenette that we have in the office. I take this picture and I just kind of sit up and my friends are talking or whatever, and I straight up, I'm like staring over there because this ain't making no sense. I don't think I mentioned Jenny's outward appearance, but all you need to know is that she was hella short. So explain to me the scientificness of why I'm looking across this room and I see her fucking head poking out from in front of Jeremy. How is that even possible? She's short. Jeremy was kind of tall. He was around like 6'1", girl. The math ain't mathing. I shouldn't be able to see her, but I can't. I start heading back the way I came and I'm walking past the kitchenette again. And I do, girl. I look over there to get a better look. Like, what the fuck is going on, y'all? As I pass by, I look into the kitchenette and I'm literally right next to them. And I swear on everything, girl, why is Jenny on the fucking counter? On the counter, bitch. She's sitting, legs open, And guess who's right in the middle of her legs, right in her face? My boss. My boss. They had clearly been drinking. They just decided that they could just go ahead and do this all out in the open. Okay, we having fun? We having fun? Y'all just gonna do this in the open? Okay. Oh my God, there you guys are. Say cheese. Halloween. Don't play with me, bitch. Don't play with me, bitch. Hi. Oh my God. Like, y'all, they could not even see me standing there. They were so into each other that they didn't even know that I was right there. Literally, these pictures are like of them just looking surprised and be like, ah. And like, they look happy, but they look surprised, but they look happy. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it was these super awkward, big ass smiles. But bitch, I got like 3 or 4 of them. And you can clearly see Jenny's on the counter and Jeremy is standing like that in between her legs. God, I love your costume, Jenny. Oh my God, well, you guys have a good night. Bye. Y'all, I don't even give them a fucking moment. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I was being hella messy, bitch. I don't know what I was thinking, but in my mind, I was like, got you, bitch. I text David and I'm like, hey, I'm getting off of work. We were gonna meet up anyway. I am in that elevator heading out this building in 2.5 seconds. And I'm sitting there at the dinner table and I'm telling David everything that happened that day, how the Halloween party went. And then I start telling him about this mess with Jenny and Jeremy, right? I pull up the pictures and I show it to David and I was like, look, babe, like, tell me this is not sketchy. And like, he looked at it and he was like, this was at work? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, and they're not together? And I was like, no. I was like, he has a whole ass wife and she has a whole ass boyfriend that she's been with since high school. So like, you know, I was like, they are cheating. They are cheating, you know? So I'm like, oh my God. So we start talking about it and y'all, I get so hyped all over again. Like, I start getting so hyped. I start getting so upset. And like, I'm talking this out with David and I'm like, how fucked up? Like, how fucking rude? Like, he had no problem doing this shit, like, in public, in front of everybody. Like, he don't even care about embarrassing his wife. Like, all of us know her. Like, how could he do that to her? And I am just going on and on and on and on and on. And I'm just looking at these pictures and like zooming in and seeing where he's standing. And I'm so fucking mad, bitch. I don't know what happened. My fingers started moving. And I had no control over it, bitch, none. Oh my God, we had so much fun at this company's Halloween party. It's a good 9-10 photos that I uploaded. So I make this post, super cute, and I start going through the pictures and tagging all of my friends that are in each picture. Boop. Post. Well, a part of the photos that I uploaded was definitely the one of Jenny and Jeremy in the kitchen. Like, they were at the party, good vibes. Like, yes, of course I uploaded it. And I tagged Jeremy and I tagged Jenny. Fast forward, the next business day comes around. First thing in the morning. I hadn't even had a sip of my coffee yet, bitch. I'm getting called into Jeremy's office. I step in there, why is Jenny already in there, bitch? Jeremy looks at me and he's like, yeah, Nikki, just take a seat real fast. And I was like, okay. So I sit next to Jenny. Jeremy starts kissing my whole ass, for a lack of better terms, girl. Like, I mean, stroking my ego. You did so amazing with the Halloween party. It was such a success. Like, everybody had so much fun. You really outdid yourself. We were really impressed with all of the work you put into it, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without you. So thank you so much. And this, that, and the third. I'm looking at him, listening to him, and all of these great things he has to say, and I glance over at Jenny. Everything that he's saying that's so great about me and all of my hard work and shit. This bitch is over here making faces. We had like a really good time and everything was great, but like, we were just wondering if you could take down the picture of me and Jenny from your Facebook. I particularly don't feel that flattering in it. And then this bitch looks at me and she was like, yeah, me neither. It was definitely not a good angle at all. The angle on the counter? Sorry. I did what I could with where you were at. I already told you I'm not going to be shaded by her again. I'm not going to do it. So I sure the fuck did. I sure the fuck did. And this bitch goes red in the face. Red in the motherfucking face. You guys look really happy in it. Like, your big old smiles and stuff. I was like, I think it's a cute picture. I was like, but if you guys want me to take it down, I can. I sure was. I was jabbing, bitch. Jabbing. Y'all sure did. I don't know why y'all sitting up here trying to fake the funk with me and act like there was something wrong with the pictures and how y'all look. Nah, bitch. Y'all looked exactly how the fuck y'all were supposed to be looking. Happy and trifling. That's how the fuck y'all looked. Trying to ask me to take down this goddamn picture and yo ass is over here. Like the fucking gall and audacity of this bitch. Jeremy was like literally this close to begging me to take down that photo. This bitch though had an attitude the whole time like I was supposed to have some sort of loyalty to her. Like I like did her dirty. I was like, bitch, I don't know you. I don't know you. Again, like that was such an amazing party. We had such a good time. But yeah, like if you could just take down that picture, I would really appreciate it. Got you. Got you, of course. I walk out of that office. It's super fucking awkward. Jenny stays. I walk back to my desk. She doesn't come out for like another 10 minutes. And she and I make weird eye contact as soon as she steps out of that office for like a split second. I get on my phone, I get on Facebook to go delete this photo. So I go to the post and I'm going through all of the photos and I finally land on the photo of Jeremy and Jenny. I look at how many likes this photo got and I click on it to see the list. I see Jeremy's picture like under the people that liked this picture. And I was like, what the fuck? Jeremy liked this photo? His profile was a picture of him and his wife. Okay, I know. I click on his profile, bitch. Him and his wife are sharing a Facebook, bitch. They're sharing a Facebook account, bitch. So if Jeremy didn't like that picture, the middle of the day comes around, everybody starts going to lunch here and there. I hear the elevator door ding and out of the elevator comes Kim. Every other day that Kim had come to our office, she was always in like some cute little jeans and like a simple white tee. She was always real cute, laid back. But today, she comes through in a whole ass dress. Dressed to the nines, bitch. Beautiful purse on her arm, sunglasses on. Good afternoon, Nikki. How's your day? It's good, Kim. How are you? Oh, great. I'm actually just here to see Jeremy for a little bit. I look at Jeremy's calendar and I'm like, he's free. He doesn't have anything on his calendar, so you should be good to just go in. Right when she's about to walk away, she looks at me and she goes, phenomenal job on the Halloween party. It looked amazing. Bitch, goosebumps. I got goosebumps. I was like, she heads straight into her husband's office. She goes in there, shuts the door, and she's in there for the rest of the day, bitch. I didn't see Jeremy come out of that office not one time for the rest of the day. Now, because so many people at this office were young, there was definitely a lot more messy shit going on in the office that I will tell you guys and more stories to come. But that is it for today's story time about a messy, messy Halloween in the workplace. Thank y'all so much for coming to chill with me for story time today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love y'all so, so much.